Hey there hunters, Lord here, back with another Monster Hunter Wild set video. In lieu of all the weird skill issues in the most recent patch that came out on March 10th, I wanted to go ahead and get out some updated endgame raw charge blade sets for you guys, so that way you know what to look for when you are building your endgame sets. With that out of the way, I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet today, so let's jump straight into the video. So, starting off with everyone's favorite question, what rolls did we use on our Artian weapons? So this is my current Artian setup. As you can see, it has 210 attack, 20% affinity, and 100 paralysis. Very partial to paralysis right now, but blast and poison are also great raw options as of right now. Now, what you will need between your production and reinforcement bonus is some combination of 3 affinity, 4 attack, and 1 sharpness. However, we do have a couple builds that will be able to reach 100% affinity without any affinity upgrades on your weapon. So if you decide to use that build, you can go for 7 attack and 1 sharpness. I highly recommend the sharpness because Savage Axe chews through sharpness very quickly. So unless you're speed running, most of the time you're going to find yourself dropping down to blue sharpness. So I would recommend the sharpness boost, but it is not mandatory. So, according to some sources, Flayer 2, creating wounds the fastest, is apparently the intended consequence of the Flayer nerf from the first weekend patch. So this first set opts for some Flayer 2. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First of all, we have our Artian Charge Blade. You're going to slot in some Razor Sharp Jewel. I like a slash Iron Wall, but you could go for slash Handicraft. Then a Magazine slash something Jewel. I know a lot of people like Magazine slash Attack for that tiny extra bit of damage. However, the necessities are covered by just having Razor Sharp 3, the Magazine Combo Jewel, and a Critical Jewel. Whatever you have on the back end of your combination decorations really shouldn't make too much of a difference. For the headpiece, we're going with the Guardian Arcfeld Beta with a Tenderizer and Shockproof Jewel. The chest is the Arc Vulcan Male Beta with another Tenderizer and a Maintenance Jewel. I'm opting for Maintenance here over Maximum Might, so that way you can get your Corrupted Mantle back faster. However, I do want you to know that these level 2 jewel slots can be swapped out for something like Max Might if that's what you'd prefer. The arms are the Guardian Ebony Beta Braces, another Maintenance or Max Might jewel, and then I like an Adapt jewel. The Gore Coil Beta is slotted with a Flayer and Maintenance or Max Might jewel. The Gore Greaves Beta, I like a Throttle jewel for that extra 10% affinity after 2 minutes in the quest or taking so much damage. Then we have 2 Sane jewels to finish it out in order to max out Antivirus. We rounded off with the Exploiter Charm 2 for 2 points to Weakness Exploit, and all in all, this gives us Weakness Exploit level 5, so 30% crit on all weak spots and 50% on wounds. Razor Sharp level 3 gives us a 50% chance to not consume sharpness on any given attack. I find this to be a lot more consistent than Master's Touch, plus we can use it with a combination decoration, which Master's Touch does not have. Critical Boost 3 takes our critical hits from doing 125% damage to doing 134% damage. I then have Tool Specialist level 3 in order to get my Corrupted Mantle back faster, but if you went for Maximum Might, you will have Max Might 3. Then Antivirus 3, when coupled with the 2-piece Gore bonus, whenever we clear the Frenzy, we will have 25% bonus affinity. We then have Guard at level 2, again that is my combination decorations. We also have Load Shells at level 2, this allows us to charge all 5 files from Yellow Gauge, and all 5 files overcharged from Red Gauge. We then have Flayer level 2, again to create those wounds as fast as possible. We then have Burst at level 1, as this is an extremely efficient way to get +8 raw attack. Going for full Burst level 5 just doesn't seem worth it anymore. So much like we saw in Sunbreak, just tossing in a single level of Burst is going to be the most efficient way to get a good attack boost. All the other skills that you see here that I did not talk about either are my choice in decorations or come with the armor. For the set bonuses, Gore Magala's Tyranny, with 2 pieces of Gore Magala, we get Black Eclipse 1. Whenever we are in combat with a large monster, we will be inflicted with the Frenzy. This couples up with Antivirus level 3, which allows us to clear the Frenzy faster, netting us a total bonus of plus 25% affinity when we do clear the Frenzy. Just very nice to have overall in the set. It's a great way to get some free crit, which is why I personally didn't opt for Max Might here. However, if you went for a Charge Blade with less affinity, you'll definitely want to drop in Max Might in order to get as close to that 100% crit marker as possible. Now, I know that I just mentioned that going for Burst 5 is not technically optimal for damage, however, it does have a much more consistent uptime than Agitator. We will be using Agitator in our final set. However, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys this set, which uses Burst 5 with Crit Boost 3, Load Shells 2, and Razor Sharp 3 slotted in. I threw in some different combination decorations here to show you guys some variety. We then have the Guardian Ebony Beta Head with the Mighty Jewel, the Arc Vulcan Chest Beta with a Chain and Mighty Jewel, the Guardian Ebony Braces Alpha with no decorations, the Arc Vulcan Coil Beta. I like a Growth Jewel for a little extra damage, especially if you are just running around in the environment hunting whatever you see, and a Shockproof Jewel, of course, for multiplayer. We then have the Dahad Shardgreaves Beta with a Mighty Jewel and the Exploiter Charm 2. All in all, this gives us Wex at level 5, Burst at level 5 with 2 pieces of Guardian Ebony Adogron armor gives us plus 21 raw attack, Crit Boost and Razor Sharp for the same reasons as last time. Max Might level 3 gives us plus 30% affinity when our stamina bar is full, Load Shells again for the same reason, and Agitator level 2 for 8 extra attack and 5% bonus affinity when the monster is enraged. Then every other skill that you see again either comes on the armor as my choice in decoration or combo decoration. Again, we already talked about Ebony Adogron's power, but with 2 pieces we get Burst Boost 1. This takes us from plus 18 raw attack at Burst level 5 to plus 21, and allows Burst to last a little bit longer without wearing off when we're not attacking the monster. We also have 2 pieces of the Arc Vulcan armor giving us Hasten Recovery level 1, so every 7 Sword and Shield mode attacks and every 5 Axe mode attacks, we get a small amount of health back. Again, it's not super great, but it is nice for healing up some chip damage and just giving you some health back by being aggressive. We'd use these armor pieces without Arkfeld's Hunger on it, so it's just a nice cherry on top of an already very strong set. Now our next set is our maximum DPS. This is more of our meta set, however, it does require a few things, which we will talk about towards the end of the set in order to be played optimally, but we're again going with an Artian Charge Blade. Again, Critical, Magazine, and Razor Sharp are already in there. Whatever the combination decorations you prefer, you can have. The head is the Gore Beta Helm with a Challenger and Shockproof Jewel. The chest is Arc Vulcan Beta with another Challenger and a Mighty Jewel. We then have the Guardian Arkfeld Vambraces Beta with 3 Sane Jewels, the Gore Coil Beta with a Chain and Mighty Jewel, the Dahad Shardgreaves Beta with the 3rd Mighty Jewel, and the Exploiter Charm 2. This gives us Weakness Exploit level 5, then Agitator at level 4. We are not going for Agitator level 5 because Agitator 4 plus Burst 1 is more attack. It is 4 more raw attack than Agitator 5 with only 5% less crit. However, this set will have no issue reaching 100% crit, so we do not need that 5th level. Then of course, Crit Boost, Razor Sharp, Max Might, and Antivirus, and Load Shells for all the reasons you already know. Then every other skill either comes on the armor or is my choice in decorations. Again, we are building this set around 2 pieces of Gore Magala for Black Eclipse 1, gives us Frenzy, allows us to use Antivirus to get 25% crit, on top of the 30% from Max Might and the 30 to 50 that we get from Wex, plus our weapon having between 5 and 20, and Agitator giving us 15% affinity. This set should have absolutely no issues hitting for 100% crit when the monster is enraged. This couples in very well with Crit Boost to allow us to deal the maximum amount of damage without going into things like heroics. This set really requires you to be as aggressive as possible. You need to be constantly attacking the monster to keep Burst up, to keep it enraged for Agitator, and to keep the Antivirus skill active. All in all, this set is a lot more uncomfortable to play for general play, especially for multiplayer. However, if you're running solo and you're able to consistently crush monsters, then this will be the best Charge Blade set by about plus or minus 5% compared to our other options. So if you're looking for something a little more comfortable, the other 2 options might be a little bit better for you, but if you want to deal optimal damage, then this is the set for you. So if you guys did find today's video helpful, if you're thinking about trying out these sets, be sure to drop a like down below to support the video entirely for free and to let YouTube know to recommend it to other hunters. If you're new to my channel, new to Monster Hunter, or if you liked what you saw today and you want more set videos just like this one, as well as a bunch of guides, tutorials, and a bunch more information about Monster Hunter Wilds, then definitely consider subscribing. I'm trying to hit 30,000 by the end of this month. We are less than 1,500 away, and I'd love to have you guys along for the ride. It's totally free, supports the channel, and you can always change your mind later if you're finding the content just isn't for you. With all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wish you all a good day and happy hunting.